the Lord Jesus Christ, a few days before he was crucified, was approached by his disciples privately, and they asked him that, please tell us, what will be the sign of the end of the world? That was the private question they asked him. They had listened to him for the previous 3 years, telling them about God going to judge every human being, about serious issues of life and of eternity. And they became worried, and they came privately to ask him, what signs are we to see to know that the world is coming to an end? The story is in Matthew chapter 24 from verse 3. From verse 3, basically to Matthew chapter 25, Christ was telling them details about the sign that will be seen in the world immediately before he comes, immediately before the end of the world. If you look at verse 3, that is their question. In verse 4, the first thing he told them, that they should be careful so that they are not deceived by any man. That was the first answer. That was the first point that Christ told them. That deception is spiritual deception. That spiritual deception is actually the main sign that they must look out for, that human beings must look out for, as a sign of the imminence of the end of the world. In verse 5, he told them that many shall come in my name, saying I'm Christ, and shall deceive many. That many people shall come up saying that they are Christ, and they shall deceive many. In verse 11, he again returned to the same theme. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Yes, Christ spoke about wars, rumors of wars, anxieties, social dislocations, upheavals, and so on. But the main theme that he returned to over and over and over again is the issue of spiritual deception. That the devil will come up with people who will, by all intents and purposes, give themselves out as servants of Christ, but who will teach something very, very different. If you do not know about Christ himself, they are going to present another Christ, and people will accept the other Christ that they present. In verse 23 and verse 24, in verse 23, he told them, if any man shall tell you, lo, here is Christ, Christ is in our place, or Christ is in this mountain, Christ is in this assembly, Christ is in this city, that you should not believe the person. In verse 24, he said, for there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall deceive, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. That there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and that they shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive even the elect, the people that are saved, because they are the elect. The saved shall even be deceived. In verse 25, he concluded by saying, look, I have told you before, this YouTube channel is under God to help you to check the words of Christ against the teachings of various people that have stepped forward to say that they are representing God in our time. That is the basic work of this YouTube channel. You are simply being asked to check for the sake of your own soul, to listen to the words coming out of the mouth of the various preachers and teachers, bishops, GOs, superintendents, evangelists, pastors of our time. Check what they teach against what is written in the Bible. That is what this channel is about. If you love yourself, you will take up the challenge. Because Christ is the person you will meet the moment you close your eyes in death.